Hi everyone, this is going to be a review of the Shengshou Mr M. It's the cheapest magnetic cube available today. I think it's $6.50 on Cubes Easy with shipping to anywhere in the world. It's cheaper than the Cyclone Boys one. So it's interesting. And I didn't have great first impressions out of the box, but actually it's really good, but you have to do some work. Out of the box it has a terrible, very annoying clicky sound that is now completely gone. It's now very quiet and smooth, and yeah, you need to fix that sound, otherwise the cube is annoying. Just a quick look at the pamphlet. It's always nice to have a solution in the box, I think, but some things are mildly amusing. Like, let me see if I can focus. See, this isn't a spring; it's a regulating unit. I just thought that was mildly amusing. And you have the beginning of the tutorial here with the cross, and it says this stage is easy. We do not have some tips. That's a bit harsh, but alright. So it's basically a magnetized gem, except the internals are primary instead of black. Personally, I think it's a shame because I like the black, but it's a detail. Now, the texture, which is the same as the gem, is really nice. I mean, visually it's fine, it's interesting, but it's a nice feel, it gives you a nice grip. And in terms of performance, this is not quite as good as other contemporary cubes. I've had to loosen the tensions quite a bit to get decent corner cutting, and it's still not amazing. So it shouldn't be really good, but with the magnets they fix everything. Also, I couldn't loosen the tensions too much, because if you do, it starts locking up. So it's not one of those cubes that will cut at any angle. But thanks to the magnets, it has great stability and it doesn't matter. And the magnets are quite strong. If you look here, it's really hard to... The pieces really tend to stay together. And so it shouldn't be great. If you just try it like that, you're like, whatever. But when you solve it, it's actually quite nice, and I get really good times on it. I get some PB averages on that, and it's just a pleasure to solve. It just stays in shape. Much more so than other magnetic cubes I've tried. Usually when you solve, you don't really strongly feel the magnets. Here, you feel them all the time. There's a certain bounciness, and you feel the rebound, which is a nice sensation. So how did I fix the sound issue? Because out of the box, and you can check my first impressions that I will link in the description, it had a really annoying clicking sound, and I assumed it was from loose magnets, which it was. And basically, if I took some edges out, most of them, but not all of them, if I shook them like that, so not in this direction, but like this, I could hear a little click, very subtle. And so what I did was take them apart. It's pretty straightforward. You don't need any tools or anything. You just gently pry them apart like that. And well, this is actually, funnily enough, one of the ones I didn't fix. I'll show you another one. So these are the magnets, and they're supposed to be held in place by the plastic, but in some edges they're loose. Let me just take another one here. Yeah, this one has been fixed. What I did was I simply put a small piece of paper. I hope you can see it. It's just right there, some green paper. You just cut a little bit and you stick it in, and then you put the magnet back in, and it fixes it. It stays in place and you're fine. Now this is really, I don't know what Shengshou was thinking. This is really a bad quality control issue, because there's no reason for this to happen. And actually, if you look inside a corner piece, well, I opened the wrong side here. If you look inside the corners, the magnets are actually glued in there. And so why didn't they glue them in the edges? It makes no sense. And it's really a shame, because this clicking issue is really annoying and makes the cube not fun to use. So I mean, it's easy to fix, it's a bit tedious, but it's very easy. But why not glue them in place? It's or just calculate the tolerances better. It's a shame, but okay. It's a fairly easy fix, and if you can be bothered to take 15 minutes to do it, it's fine. And it's actually worth it because it's a nice cube. Now, I would particularly recommend this if you've never tried the magnetic cube and you're kind of curious. This would be a great one to try out. It's also, I think, particularly nice for one-handed. Now, I only solve very casually one-handed, but you know, it just snaps into place so easily that it makes practice very, very easy. It would also be probably quite nice for blind solving, again, because you cannot make a mistake in terms of did I do a U2 accidentally? No, you have a lot of tactile feedback, so you know. So overall, I didn't have the best first impressions, but now that I fixed the sound and that I played with it some and that I got actually really good times. Oh, sorry, this camera issue is recurring. I would actually recommend this cube. Even if you have a bunch of magnetic cubes and you're just curious for collection to try something else, I mean, it's very cheap, so it's worth it just to satisfy your curiosity. And it's a pretty quiet cube as well. I mean, it can be loud if you're aggressive, but thanks to the extra stability of the magnets, if you solve a little casually or if you do slow solves, it's actually quite silent. So yeah, overall I would recommend this cube. It's a pleasant surprise. I just wanted to try it because it's so cheap, but it's actually quite good. Although you have to fix the sound issue, otherwise it's painfully annoying. So that's up to you if you want to bother doing that. If you have a gem and you want to magnetize it, well, it's worth it. I would use strong magnets because those are quite strong. I don't know, unfortunately, the exact specifications, but definitely on the strong side. So yeah, that's it for this review. I hope it was helpful. There's not much on YouTube at the moment, so there you go, the Shengshou Mr M. It's pretty good. Bye!